9-1-6 for game number 5 between the Warriors and the Sacramento Kings, the most entertaining first-round series in all the NBA playoffs. And something's got to give. One of these teams may have to win on the road, or the Kings can just say, hey, we have home court advantage, and we can win all 4 home games. But the Warriors, it is imperative for them to come out fast and take the soul out of Sacramento tonight and come back home with a 3-2 lead. We'll dissect how the Warriors can do that today on Warriors Pregame Live, presented by Comcast Business with the Hall of Famer Chris Mullin, NBA champ Festus Ezeli. Trust me, he's with us. He's with us. Ignore the pads. And NBA champ Darrell Wright. But a big-time Game 5. 80% of the winners who win Game 5, Darrell, move on to the next round.
It's a great opportunity for the Warriors to come out with a lot of energy. We know the gym, the arena is going to be electric. But this was a great opportunity for the Warriors to put another game together on the road and try to steal one.
I mean, the biggest thing, the biggest news has been De'Aaron Fox's hand on what it's going to look like. Well, this is the playoffs. And right now, your best player is going to show up to play. I know De'Aaron Fox is going to come out, but the Warriors have to withstand that pressure and go out and win on the road.
And manage your emotions, focus, energy, patience, poise, and most importantly, execution down the stretch.
And again, the Warriors only won 11 road games in the regular season. However, the talk out of their camp is that doesn't matter. We know what time it is in the playoffs. And they came close to stealing one in the first 2 games up at the Golden One Center. We'll see if they could do it tonight. And it looks like De'Aaron Fox will play despite a broken finger. Day afternoon was that De'Aaron Fox was going to be doubtful with a fractured left index finger. Of course, he shoots with his left hand. That's a shooting hand, and it happened right there with 4:35 left in the fourth quarter. However, he scored 7 points after that, and yesterday he debunked all the noise, saying it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of I will play. And he's going to suit up tonight for the Sacramento Kings, and he's been dynamic in this series. As you see, the Game 5 winner advances 82% of the time. So this is a big game. Of course, Steve Kerr is 5-0 when the series are tied at 2 games apiece. So he's come out looking like a winner. This is the ultimate swing game because Warriors can win this one, which will be their 12th road win of the season, and come back home to Chase Center where they're 13-1 all time in the postseason and wrap it up. But they have to handle business tonight. As we welcome everybody back to Warriors Pregame Live, presented by Comcast Business. Mully, Fezzi, D. Wright, Bonte, full house tonight, and setting the tone here with De'Aaron Fox. Talk about the complications there. What should both locker rooms be thinking about when it comes to that finger with De'Aaron Fox? As you see the splint right there on that fractured left index finger.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, is it going to limit him at all as far as minutes played and then his performance? He needs to play at the highest level like he has been, all-star level, for Sacramento to have a chance. If he's hampered at all, it's going to have a huge impact on the overall performance of this team. De'Aaron Fox is a matchup no one in the league has for. And the Warriors especially, because of his speed, his ability to get downhill, his floaters. You know, D. Wright and Festus, we watched that play. It was actually after the whistle, so it didn't look too drastic. It looked like kind of a jammed finger. So I anticipate he'll be okay. A lot of times when you're injured, you focus even more the task at hand. So this guy's a big-time performer. Just received the Jerry West Clutch Player of the Year. So he's going to be locked in. But how he goes, the Kings go.
My biggest question is, how does it affect his teammates? Knowing that he just got injured and he's still playing, and there wasn't a question in his mind. This is their leader. This is a band of brothers. We know about this in the locker room. When you see your guy go down, you're inspired. Kind of like Game 3 for the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green was out, and the Warriors played inspired basketball. So my question is, I wonder if this is going to galvanize them to play an emotional game where they band together and play a better game. And this is his teammates. I'm talking about the Sacramento Kings. So the Warriors have to come out and they got to hit first, especially knowing that you're playing on the road. You got to wear some earplugs because this is Sacramento. They have not been in the playoffs in 16 years. So they're going to be excited. The home team is going to be really, really electric over there. And you have to play against that energy tonight.
Yeah, I want to see how he comes out. We all know De'Aaron Fox, his best attribute is getting to the paint, getting to the basket. So you don't really need that left hand, you know, as far as shooting when you're in the paint because he's so good with his floater. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to get those floaters off. You know, when the guys are going under him, will he take that shot? If he has enough confidence in that finger to take that shot. So that's the things I'm going to be looking for. But I know he's going to come out with a lot of energy and try to get a win.
Yeah, he's averaging 31.5 points per game in the series, 6 rebounds and 7 assists. We'll have more on De'Aaron Fox's finger a little bit later in the program. As you see, the Warriors in Game 5s under Steve Kerr. course, last year at Chase Center against Boston to take a 3-2 lead against the Houston Rockets in round 2 back in 2019. That was a game Kevin Durant injured his calf. Later on, it was his Achilles, but the Warriors were able to wrap that up in 6 games. Of course, they lost Game 5 in Houston with Chris Paul shimmied all in front of Stephen Curry, but the Warriors won the last 2 games. Of course, one at Oracle and one in Houston in Game 7, in which the Rockets missed 27 straight threes. So they've been here before, the Golden State Warriors. I'm interested to see, Mully, how the Sacramento Kings adjust to the bright lights here now that we've seen both of these teams throw haymakers at each other.
Yeah, so we see that graphic there. So it's not a must-win, but you can't argue the statistics. 82% of the teams that win Game 5 will win the series. So that's out there. To me, the adjustments are pretty simple. These teams are so similar between ownership, coaches. They've got players that played at both teams. But to me, it's Sabonis. You know, we've watched how they're playing defense on Sabonis. When he's on the perimeter, whether it be Draymond or Kevon Looney, they're in the paint. They're taking away backdoor cuts. They're mucking up the middle of the paint. In the post, they're able to play him one-on-one. So they're not doubling down, so they don't have to scramble out into scramble situations to three-point shooters. That has really solidified the Warriors' defense. So Sabonis has to have an all-star type performance tonight. And then the next guy is Herter. He's a really good shooter. During the season, he shot 48% from the field, over 40% from 3. Really struggling in this series. 38 from the field, just 14% from the three-point range. Keegan Murray's gotten back on track, but they need Herter to really have a game, and Sabonis has to play at an all-star level.
Absolutely. The role players for this team, we say that all the time. Role players play better at home. And so who are the people to watch out for? Malik Monk, for one, because you know that he can really put it on you coming off the bench. So a guy that you got to watch out for, he had 30 points the first game, 32 points actually. And so that's somebody you have to watch out for. But Kyler Murray came out last game and he was getting his shots up, right? He had, 20 points last game?
23 points.
23 points
Murray,
last game. So Keegan Murray, I apologize. So Keegan Murray came out, and then you have Kevin Huerter. You just talked about him. I think Sabonis did a great job of getting Keegan Murray. I keep saying Kyler Murray. Keegan Murray open. What he was doing with the guys being sagging off of him, he would dribble handoff and set screens, and it's really an open shot for those guys. So I think those are the things to watch for tonight for adjustments.
D. Wright, talk about your Game 5 experience. Obviously, with the Miami Heat, you were in the playoffs a bunch with Shaq and D. Wade. What are those Game 5s like, knowing, hey, it's a tied situation, and this swing game, we're one game closer to going to the next round?
Yeah, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to make it a big game, to go in there, win on someone else's court, because you know in the playoffs you have to win one game on the other opponent's court when you don't have home court advantage. So you got to go in there Jedi focused. You got to be locked in on your assignments. You can't let the other guys beat you. You know, the Trey Lyles, the Keegan Murrays. You got to make sure you keep them in check, the Malik Monk. So I think the Warriors got to do the same thing, have that same type of approach to this game, take out the other guys, and we'll live with either Fox or Sabonis getting their numbers.
Yeah, last time up at the Go-to-One Center, the Warriors turned the ball over 9 times in the first quarter, 22 overall. And, of course, the Kings rolled in game number 2. Let's hear from Jordan Poole on the G1C environment.
I feel like I've played in some pretty loud arenas my entire life. It's fun, honestly. It's exciting. I know a lot of people talk about Boston's fans last year. I mean, but it's the playoffs, you know, and that's what you get up for. This is the type of stuff that you dream about when you're a kid, you know, getting an open look and 18,000 fans screaming as loud as they can. You know, those are the shots you want to make, the shots you want to take. So, if anything, I just embrace it. And it's a really cool opportunity. It's really special, you know, just to be a part of that and always be ready for the moment.
All right, it's time for tonight's opening delivery presented by Domino's. Track your pizza using the Domino's tracker at Domino's.com. So why do the Warriors believe their road woes are behind them? Let's bring in the great KB, Kareth Burke, and Warriors insider, Monty! Monty pulled live from the G1C, the Go-to-One Center. Kareth, can you hear us? Are the cowbells ringing? Tell us about the road woes of the Warriors. How can they rectify those road woes tonight in Sacramento?
Here we are, arrived at game playoffs, but how can the Warriors win on the road is a topic we've discussed all season. Monty and the Warriors insist when the playoffs happen, you turn the page. What you did in the regular season doesn't matter, and yet they lost the first 2 games here. So how can the Warriors prove it, Monty, that this will be different?
Yeah, I asked Steve Kerr that question yesterday. I asked Andrew Wiggins the question yesterday. And Steve said, you know what? You put everything in the past in the past. He said, we're a different team now. And I thought, okay, you're a different team, but you lost the first 2 games of the series. It's great to be confident. It's great to believe that you have turned the page. But until you win a road game, you still have that barrier there. There's still the belief that you haven't been able to do it, so why are you going to be able to do it now? You would think that, yes, they certainly are capable of doing that.
Of course.
But as Steve said, 2 things will matter, 3 things will matter. 1, taking care of the basketball. 2, rebounding. And the other factor is this. For most of the season, they didn't have Gary Payton II. And Andrew Wiggins missed the last, third of the season. So having those 2 guys back helps your defense, and they think those factors will be in play for them tonight, and we'll see.
Okay, Gary Payton II only played 7 minutes in the last game. He was coming off of that illness. Steve Kerr said before this game, he is good to go. So there should be more minutes tonight for GP2.
Yes.
What kind of X factor can he be on the floor?
Yeah, this is why they got him. They went back at the trade deadline. They looked at the Western Conference and said, "Oh my goodness, we got Jamal Murray, we got Chris Paul, we got De'Aaron Fox, we got John Morant. All these guys. Who are we going to defend them with?" De'Aaron Fox is obviously a killer for this team. I think GP2 will spend a lot of time on him tonight.
Okay.
He spent only 7 minutes the other night, but he wasn't himself. You could see he was a little tired. But I expect him to be out here quite a bit tonight, maybe somewhere around 20 minutes tonight. And he's a difference maker, so we'll see how he looks.
Well, and when you talk to Gary, he's like, these are the moments he's hungry for as well, being that impact player. So he would salivate at the assignment to see if he can handle Fox.
No, he knows why they got him here. He knows. He said, you know what? I mean, this is the kind of situation where you want to be in, and you're going to see a star everywhere you go, every level of the playoffs. So you got to be ready for it. It said it's fun.
It's fun? Okay.
Fun.
There you go. All right, Gary, do your thing. And guys, back to you.
I can barely hear you guys up there. It already sounds loud in the Golden One Center as the Warriors and Kings get ready for game number 5. And they say an animal is most dangerous when wounded. So how will a fox react to a broken finger? We're going to debate that next here on Warriors Pregame Live, presented by Comcast Business.
First round of NBA playoffs, presented by NerdWallet. The smartest decision for all your financial decisions.